They did it. Kid Goku Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan 4 is back. It's definitely... I really like Super Saiyan 4. I must say. It's definitely one of the cooler forms. So there's just something slick about that red color. I don't know what it is. Pencil, eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. I'm going to start with his like big eyebrow, basically, right? So center point of my page is about here. Well, here. So we're going to come over to the left a little bit. His head is like not in the center, just to fit in the tail, right? So it's like his head will be over here. So like that's my center point. I'm just going to come over to the left a little bit. And we're going to start with his eyebrow, okay? So we'll go diagonal here first, right? Just a little curve line. And then like kind of like a check mark or a tick line going this way. Square end here. And then we go back down towards the front, up there. Now, it's kind of like a flat eyebrow. You don't have to do the curvy bit if you don't want to. It's just sometimes I like to change it up. It's kind of just the way my hand goes. But that looks okay. He's got some lines on the end of the eyebrow there. And then he has those dark black eyes. So we've got like a small line going there. Makes this kind of look like a capital letter T. And then the other one is diagonal. So it's not like straight down here. It goes in, right? Like so. And these eyes are kind of round on the corners. They're not like sharp. You know, they're not sharp like standard. So it kind of like curves around. And then curves up in the corner there. They also make the outside of the eye line like heavier. It's like a blacker sort of line, so it's like you just go around again, just like a double thick line. Okay. Then his iris, he's kind of looking up, right? So it's like a half circle just. Coming up there. And then his pupil, like another half circle just looking up from underneath his eyebrow, like so. So he's got a bit of a frown line just here. Then some sort of bumps for his brow area. And then we got his other eyebrow. So it comes out from like say another curved line there. And then we go this way. Now we're in 3/4 pose. So the direction of this is like higher. So this one goes kind of flatsy, but this one goes like, because his head is turned away from us. So it like changes your perspective a bit. So the end of his eyebrow then, there. And then we'll bring it down into the front again. So the outside of his eye, so we got like small line here. And then the long line kind of there. You notice this eye is a bit smaller than this one. It's about 3/4 the size of this eye. It's not half the size, it's like a little bit bigger than half the length of it, you know. It's probably 3/4 of it. Because 3/4 pose. And then we'll go around to there. And we'll thicken up this line a bit. Then he's looking up again, so like a half sort of stare, like a half circle coming up from underneath his eyebrow. I think my pen is wasting. Need a different one. Please work. Here we go. Okay. And then eye pupil. Looking up underneath the eyebrow there. Okay. So Kid Goku's nose is slightly different to adult, so we'll go like kind of underneath this eyebrow, right? Because like his head curves that way. So we'll go out from here. And then we curve it down that way. And then they draw in like a little, like a subtle sort of shadow line, like around the side of the nose. So it like curves around again up there, and that's like shaded darker. So now we'll go below this part of the nose, go down, and then we'll add a sort of a flat, grumpy mouth. Downturned on the corner. This one probably slightly downturned as well. And then some hatching underneath his bottom lip. They do the cheek marks, but they don't do it the same as Dragon Ball. They do like a simpler sort of version. It's probably easier to animate, maybe. And then his chin. So his chin is like underneath this corner of his mouth here because his head is turned away, right? Slightly different. So we got his chin. Now he's kind of got rounder face anyway. But you see like the curve of his head kind of that way. Okay, so we'll add his kid face. It comes over here. And then curves up towards his earlobe. And then on this side, we'll go like around for his cheek, kind of. Goes up here, and around his cheek. So we got like a little stumpy, short face, right? And comes up and out for his brow area. Curves out that way. Okay. So he has a V-like sideburn just here. Just above his jaw. And then we get his ear. Just coming in here. It's kind of in line with his nose, his earlobe. And the top of the ear is in line with his eyebrow. Ear lines inside, easiest way, a letter J, but you can make it a bit more complicated if you want. Okay, there's also some lines at the eyebrow I missed. So, big old hair spikes. Now, big old Super Saiyan. So, say, we'll do the first one. Just it kind of comes past his eye a little bit here. Back up. Round. Down. Another one right by his ear. Then we got another one sticking out this side. So where would it be? We'll go kind of this way. Comes out pretty far. Like that far. And then so, and then we go back up. And then it goes in, down in the middle. And then we got another one coming down past his eyebrow on this side. and then it goes back up. There's like a little one here. And then another big one going this way. So we go back in. To there. And then one going sort of vertical that way, going off the page. And then there's another one in between those, again going off the page. A little teeny one in here. And this one comes back down into there. If you have more room, obviously you can finish off those spikes. Right, and then one in the middle here. Kind of curving around that way. How far do we go? Maybe there. And then bring it down. There's a few small ones up here, but we'll get the big one in first here. And then fill in the gaps. And there's like a small one here. Another little one poking its head out there. Then we got another one going down this way. Back in towards his ear. And then these ones go over the shoulder. And this one sits, you know, on top of the shoulder and onto his chest. The other one on his chest on the other side. Remember, hit pause if I'm going too fast for you. Just use your pause button. YouTube's awesome that way. And then there's another one that like goes behind his shoulder, so his shoulder kind of sticks out here, so I won't finish it. You can finish that there if you want and erase it. It's kind of easier for me to just leave it. So we gotta add some texture lines. So there's like a V here. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. And then lines going this way. Texture lines just following each of his hair spikes. And you just add a couple of these to each hair spike. Just following the shape. You can do as many as you want. 1 or 2 works, but if you want to do 4 or 5, you can as well. Okay, anatomy now. So his necklines, these ones that come from his jaw, those lines always go into the center of your chest, right? So like the center of his chest is here, and it's 3/4, so it's like curving that way. It's not like bang in the middle. It's over there, like underneath here. So then the top of his chest muscles go out either side. If he was a normal person, they'd just be like collarbones, but he's muscular, so his chest muscles come down and they get kind of furry here, where they kind of like join the shoulder. They're kind of like, they put textures on them, you know, little sort of lines like that. And we got those spikes, kind of, there's little spikes that come in around his chest and then curve around his abs, like so. And I think there's more like here. So there's like another section here. Slightly different to classic Super Saiyan 4. Big shoulder, big wide hairy shoulder. And then the sort of textured muscle lines there. His other shoulder, furry, going around this way. Right, so his bicep comes down this way. Again, kind of a textured furry line. And his forearm's quite big coming down here. We meet his wristband, like so. And then there's like a fur line where you can see some pale skin in there. Front of his stomach here, and then the back of his stomach there. Then he's got a flat belt line coming across. And you got some more sort of fur and texture lines just kind of dotted around the place, just to try and make him look a bit furry. So I need, oh yeah, I need the other image because it's split in half. So his belt, or his pants, I guess, comes down this way, comes across, and then his pants goes down there. They put some textures. And then other tricep and bicep. So it's just like a furry sort of bumpy line there. And then his forearm. And then we have his wristband curving that way. Little bumpy line there. And his bicep would be in here. And that fur line for his forearm. Tail. Oh yeah, the tail. So kind of like a furry line. I think there's another hair spike that I missed. So just do this anyway, you know, just like a zigzag kind of. Doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Just a bit of texture on it, just to make it look a bit hairy. And I think the tail goes in here somewhere. There's one more piece of hair here that I missed. I think that's all the hair. Sorry about the coughing. I didn't realize I had such a cough. You don't realize until you start like talking. You know, woke up this morning, I was like, throat feels a bit dry, but anyway, you don't care. You know, you're the only ones I get to talk to, guys. This is like my job now. So, okay. I like venting about my illness. Didn't realize I had a cough. Anyway, bye. This was cool. Sorry it's late, but you know, the way that when the episode drops, it's like the weekend and I'm not drawing, and then Monday comes and it's like a week behind. But there you go. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.